Good morning and welcome to our celebration of Buddha's birthday. We'll start the program with some chanting by the Sri Sarada Nuns. Then our long-time member and dear friend, Bandana Hore, will give a talk and PowerPoint presentation. And then I've got a lot of confidence in the technology gods today. Without problems, we should be able to watch a video of revered Pravrajika Ajayaprana Mataji's talk on Buddha at our celebration here way back in 2010. And then we stay back and get a share of the sweets and savours. So now I'll invite the nuns to come up and share their chanting.
Namo Buddha Divakaraya Namo Namo Gautama Chandrimaya Namo Namo Ananta Gunakaraya Namo Namo Shakyanandanaya Namo Namo Buddha Divakaraya Namo Namo Gautama Chandrimaya Namo Namo Ananta Gunakaraya Namo Namo Shakyanandanaya Buddham Sharanam Gacchami Sangham Sharanam Gacchami Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami Buddham Sharanam Gacchami Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami Sangham Sharanam Gacchami Maya Sutavara Gautamam Shuddhodhana Priya Siddhartam Kapila Vastu Putakara Gopavallabha Shri Buddham Veda Vidambara Premamayam Satya Gunakara Amitabham Dina Dayamaya Deva Devam Karuna Sagara Kalyanam Janma Jara Vyadhi Nirjitam Kanta Sutta Griha Varjitam Tivrata Klesha Svikrita Nitya Bodhi Sudha Prapitam Jayatu Jayatu Deva Amitabham Jayatu Jayatu Deva Amitabham Jayatu Jayatu Deva Amitabham Jayatu Jayatu Deva Amitabham Shakya Tilaka Kula Shobhitam Himsa Vrata Bija Duri Kritam Prema Milana Pritisthapitam Sarva Bhute Vibhu Vyapitam Nirvana Tattva Subodhakaram Tapashahana Sukha Vidhayakam प्रेमधरणितलसिञ्चित मैत्रिकरुणारसमण्डितम् अष्टमार्गयोगदर्शितम् ज्ञाननिधानशुभगोतीतम् शुद्धबुद्धपुत तथागत मङ्गलकर जयनन्दितम् जयतु जयतु देव तथागतम् जयतु जयतु देव तथागतम् जयतु जयतु देव तथागतम् जयतु जयतु देव तथागतम् यज्ञविधिश्रुतिनिन्दितम् देवयजनपशुदर्शितम् विहगवेदनभयमोचित दयाघनयोगिवरपूजितम् पूर्णमासि शुभपुण्यदिनम् वैशाखितिथिगतनिर्वाणम् महापरिनिर्वाणलग्नकरम् जय 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 देव श्रीबुद्धम् दीनशरणविभो नमाम्यहम् तापशमनप्रभो भजाम्यहम् प्रेमललितनाथ जानाम्यहं शान्तिनिलयरूपवदाम्यहम् जयतु जयतु देव श्रीबुद्धम् जयतु जयतु देव श्रीबुद्धम् जयतु जयतु देव श्रीबुद्धम् जयतु जयतु देव श्रीबुद्धम् दीनशरणविभो नमाम्यहम् तापशमनप्रभो भजाम्यहम् प्रेमललितनाथ जानाम्यहम् शान्तिनिलयरूपवदाम्यहम् जयतु जयतु देव अमिताभम् जयतु जयतु देव तथागतम् जयतु जयतु देव श्रीबुद्धम् जयतु जयतु देव श्रीबुद्धम्
So inviting now Bandana to come and give her talk.
My dear friends, namaskar to everybody. So today we are celebrating the auspicious day of Buddha Purnima, which was last Friday. Buddha Purnima is the day when Buddha was born, came to this earth. He attained the enlightenment again on Purnima day, and the same Purnima day came later when he reached to Mahasamadhi. So very blessed day, very auspicious day, Buddha Purnima. So first I will talk as brief on Buddha's life. So Lord Buddha was born as Prince Siddhartha Gautam. He had all the comfort of life, and at his time of birth, sages predicted that Siddhartha will become either emperor of emperors or a great monk to teach the world. I think he became both. So from his childhood, every now and then, his beautiful mind was becoming apparent. Hunting was usual royal sport. His cousin shot down a swan. Siddhartha picked up the bird, took the arrow out, and he nursed the bird till the wound was healed. Later, his cousin came and claimed, I shot down the bird. It's mine. And Siddhartha said, saving life is more important than killing. So the bird is mine. So he demonstrated his compassionate heart even in that childhood. So as the astrological prediction was that Siddhartha will become either an emperor or a monk, his father, the king, he wanted his son to become emperor. And he ordered the palace that no suffering should come before Siddhartha. So he seemed to be happy person. He was totally shielded from any misery, any bad things that happen in life. Now, as a grown-up man, Siddhartha, one day he went out with his friend who was driving the chariot, and they took a tour of the city. They traveled through streets after streets. They saw a sick man, an old man, and a funeral procession. Siddhartha had never seen these things before. He was puzzled, asked his friend, what are these? Friend explained each of these were phases of life are bound to happen to everybody, no matter rich or poor. Then they see a man wearing a rag, holding a begging bowl. Siddhartha asked, who is he? Friend explained, he's a monk. Monk, he has given up all the worldly pleasures to find the peace within himself. The man didn't have worldly things, but had a smile on his face. And that radiant face made a great impact on Buddha's mind. He was a transformed person. After witnessing the suffering, he renounced his luxurious life to find a way to end the sufferings. After a long tapasya, Siddhartha gained the knowledge under the Bodhi tree. He was meditated under that tree with the determination, until I get the knowledge, I'm not getting up. And he got the enlightenment there. He became Buddha. As enlightened man, wherever he walked, wherever he went, people came to learn from him the goal of life, how to live the life, what practice we should conduct. So he used a lot of parables to teach his students. I'll just narrate a couple of tales, very interesting, beautiful parables there are. So there's a tale of two arrows. Buddha asks his disciple, if a man is hit by an arrow, is it painful? Disciple, yes, of course. Buddha asks, if he is hit by a second arrow at the same wound, is it even more painful? Disciple, yes, much more. Buddha said, in life, we are always struck by first arrow, which is mostly unavoidable. And we don't have control, but it comes. It could be illness, loss of a loved one, or something happens at workplace, various ways. This first arrow comes. This is called suffering. But the second arrow is optional. It's our internal reaction to the first arrow. Anger, self-pity, blame, catastrophic thinking. This causes unnecessary suffering. So Buddha taught through this parable that while we cannot control the first arrow, we can choose not to trigger the second arrow. That will reduce our overall suffering. Then another one, tale of what are you? Shortly after Buddha got his enlightenment, he was traveling and people were amazed by his radiant presence. And they used to ask many things. So one asked, "Are you God?" Buddha replied, "No." "Are you an angel?" Buddha said, "No." Then the man asked, "Are you a human?" Buddha said, "No." "Then what are you?" Buddha simply replied, "I'm Buddha. I'm awake." That reminds me, Mataji tells us, we are dreaming. And so we are sleepwalking. So enlightenment, what Buddha taught through this parable, enlightened one recognizes the self. Identification is beyond this body-mind complex. So there are many, many parables. Now, I would like to, yes, please, do I? Oh, I can see here. Yeah. Thank you, Robert. Four Noble Truths. So Buddha's basic teaching is called Four Noble Truths. These 4 points encapsulate the goal, practice, and philosophy of Buddhism. The first point is the truth of suffering. So Buddha says suffering is universal, pervasive. Life always involves suffering, physical and also mental. There is no escape from suffering. Even when sometimes we feel that everything is good, I'm at peace, I'm happy, there's no misery, underlying there is some feeling of anxiety, of uncertainty there. And it pops up with a small things. One announcement happens on a news, a country leader has announced something, mind goes, impact of that will be this and that, Australia will be impacted, my family will be impacted, I will be impacted. Where is God? My peace, my happiness, my suffering started. So suffering is always there, it's pervasive. Buddha had told us. Then the second truth Buddha says, the cause. Do I have to do something? Yeah, that was the slide. So first truth was suffering, which is always there. The second noble truth is the cause of suffering, the origin of suffering. So the cause of suffering is our ignorance about our own nature. Cause of suffering is desire. As long as knowledge is within our body and mind, ego will continue, desire will continue, so suffering will continue. Body mind was not suffering for Buddha. It's suffering for us, but not for Buddha. What's the difference? We have body, we have mind. Buddha had body, Buddha had enlightened mind. So that's what is needed to fix the problem. So cause of suffering is ignorance. And Buddha is saying that it's a very good news Buddha has given us, the end of suffering, the cessation of suffering. The suffering has an end. Suffering can end once we purify our view, our perception. We cling to the changing things, we think it is permanent, and we cling to these things. This is our ignorance, this is delusion. Once we learn that these are impermanent, our view will be purified. This state is enlightenment. This is complete cessation of suffering, and Buddha wants us to reach there, to acquire that. And the fourth noble truth is the path to end the suffering. So this is the final truth, that by spiritual practice, living ethically, and developing wisdom, we can lead the journey to the freedom from suffering. And Buddha has given us the 8 steps in that path. Yeah. So you can see that there are 8 spokes in the wheel. Those are the 8 steps which Buddha has given us. These are all interconnected. And it doesn't go with, number 1, then number 2, number 3. No, it can be in any time, but have to make sure that we practice it correctly. Because if one step we do not do it correctly, this is interconnected. We won't reach, we won't get the enlightenment. Suffering will continue. There is one example I can give right now. If you see one says right speech, say I speak a lie, and there is some right concentration or mindfulness you can see. So in the evening, I come back home and start meditating. Definitely that will pop up in my head and it will keep knocking. Why did I say that? I didn't have to say that. I shouldn't have lied. My meditation is out of the window. So whatever I practice, it has to be thorough and correct. That's Buddha has told us. So these 8 steps are clustered in 3 categories. So if we look at from the top right view and go on the clockwise direction, right view, right intention, and right speech, these 3 clustered together called wisdom. Then the next 3, right action, right livelihood, and right effort. Then it is categorized as ethical conduct. And right mindfulness and right concentration is mental discipline. So these 3 categories. So I'll go through categories, not by each and every step. So wisdom, the first 3, called wisdom category. And Buddha has given us the instruction. This is to overcome the ignorance. Whole thing was the suffering is there. Cause of suffering is the ignorance. So understand that there is suffering. Now understand the cause of suffering, and that's my ignorance. And then the third is that there is, understand that there will be end of the suffering. I have to work for that. And what work I do is follow this path. So overcoming the ignorance, have correct understanding of these 4 noble truths. Also the law of karma. Good, good, bad, bad. No one escaped the law of karma. Swamiji has said that. Recognize the nature of suffering, its causes, and the path to its cessation. Renounce harmful action. Develop goodwill and compassion for all beings without any expectation of return. I should be happy, my family should be happy, every being should be happy. And as Mataji, every Friday, she tells us the prayer, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. It's in Vedanta as well. So develop the goodwill and compassion for all beings. Do not speak lies. Use words to promote truth and harmony. Do not gossip as it spreads negative influence and disturbs the harmony. So if we follow these, this is wisdom. Develop the wisdom. Correct the view, the perception. Okay, the next category is ethical conduct, which consists of right action, right livelihood, and right effort. Lead a life with moral principles. Do the work that it's in harmony with ethical conduct and does not harm others. Make persistent effort to cultivate wholesome qualities, abandon negative mental state, and nurture positive thoughts. Very important to develop positive thoughts, and positive thoughts will come all together. Have that positive thoughts, will come the positive words. We will then definitely do the positive actions. So positivity is very much needed. And the last category where it says that right mindfulness and right concentration is a category called mental discipline. So practice mindfulness, be aware of, be at the present, and concentration, practice meditation, one-pointed concentration. So Buddha has given us very simple teaching, very simple path. But why do we struggle? Because we have painted so many colors in our mind. View is not clear, perception is not clear, impermanent things seem permanent, all the delusion. So we have to wipe it off. But Buddha has given us the steps. We can follow through. This lifetime or next lifetime, we can reach there. Now, finally, I would like to say something that Swamiji, we all are aware that Swamiji was a great devotee of Buddha. He adored him. So I would like to read just few lines from Swamiji's speech that he gave in San Francisco on 18th March 1900. Buddha's message to the world. This is Swami Vivekananda is saying, at the time Buddha was born, India was in need of a great spiritual leader, a prophet. There was already a most powerful body of priests. They were keeping the people in ignorance and grinding superstitions into their minds. The methods of worship the priests prescribed were only a means by which they could dominate the people. People could approach God only through priests. You must pay them, worship them, place everything in their hands. Throughout the history of the world, the priestly tendency has cropped up again and again. This tremendous thirst for power, this tiger-like thirst, seems a part of human nature. The life of Buddha has a special appeal. All my life, I have been very fond of Buddha. I have more veneration for that character than for any other. That boldness, that fearlessness, and that tremendous love. He was born for the good of men. Others may seek God, others may seek truth for themselves. He did not even care to know truth for himself. He sought truth because people were in misery. How to help them, that was his only concern. throughout his life, he never had a thought for himself. He invited everyone to enter into that state of freedom, which he called nirvana. All must attain to it one day, and that attainment is the complete fulfillment of man. This is what Swami Vivekananda had said in San Francisco. And the last thing here, this is Swamiji's quote. I found it on the internet. And the Lord Buddha is my Ishta, my God. He preached no theory about Godhead. He was himself God. I fully believe him. Swami Vivekananda. Thank you.
Thanks very much for that talk, Bandana. Now, the Pravrajika Ajayaprana Mataji, who started this center, we are going to, technology coming to my aid, we'll be watching her video. And just by the way, the talk will suddenly cut out because back in those days, we were recording onto a hard disk back in 2010, and then later having to transfer it onto DVD. And anyway, there were problems trying to get it all to fit. So you will find the talk, which we've got stored away on DVD, suddenly cuts out. So please don't mind, we've got most of the talk. So we'll go ahead with the Pravrajika Ajayaprana Mataji, the talk she gave here in Vedanta Hall on Buddha's birthday way back in 2010. And some of you will see much younger versions of yourselves. There'll be little glimpses.
Maya Sutavara Gautamam Shuddhodana Priya Siddhartham Kapila Vastu Putakaram Gopavallabha Shri Buddham Jayatu Deva Amitabham. Hail, hail to thee, thou of immeasurable splendor, O Gautama, the esteemed son of Queen Maya Devi, Siddhartha, beloved of King Shuddhodana, thou who purified the whole of Kapilavast by your birth, O Lord of the Princess Gopa, thou Sri Buddha, hail, hail, hail to thee. According to our calendar, Buddha's birthday was on the Purnima, that is full moon day. A few days ago, I heard that they saw on the SBS or some show the celebration of Buddha's birthday. And then later in the year, another group of people will celebrate Buddha's birthday. Whatever it be, it's surprising and interesting to know that though the celebration of the Buddha's birthday changes from one to another, different from one to the other, I have not heard anyone saying anything bad about Buddha. Buddha has never been a controversial figure. All the others have got. Many of them have got. But Buddha was one about whom no bad ideas or opinions have been expressed. Swami Ranganathananda, in one of his Gita commentaries, says, Swami Vivekananda has said that the national ideals of India are Tyaga or renunciation and Seva or service. Tyaga means to give up, giving up, renunciation. And Seva means service. Renunciation of one's ego and getting merged in the public, in the masses, in the people. That is called renunciation. Renounce one's petty individual ego, merged in the universal consciousness. And then that internal activity is not enough. It has to be expressed in life. And that is through service. There also you get lost. Your individuality gets lost in the service of the world in general. That is the ideal of India, he says. Eckhart, the German mystic of the 14th, 15th century, says in one place, what do you gain in contemplation? You spend in action. What do you gain in contemplation? You spend in action. What kind of action? Service. In service. This is the ideal of the Buddha. The Buddha, we say. Buddha is not a name. The Buddha means the enlightened. One whose bodham, understanding, has become illumined. That is Buddha. And towards the end of his life, Buddha one day said, Buddha is not a man. Buddha is a state which every one of you can attain to. So we say the Buddha, the enlightened. Gautama, the enlightened. It is the rage of today. Announcing oneself as a Buddhist is considered to be very fashionable, modern. Many people do like that. They don't have to show allegiance to any particular God or any particular way of life. Sit and meditate for some time. That's it. It's the rage of the day. Buddhism really understood. Well, actually, those people who are turning towards Buddhism, have they really understood the great master's teachings properly? That's a big question. And the census comes, there are many who sign themselves as Buddhists. So they shift the name from one column to another, that's all. But in actual practical life, there should be a transformation of personality and attitude towards life. What is that? The spirit of the Buddha, his spirit of love, compassion, and tolerance. His spirit by which knowledge can flow into love and service of the people. That is Buddhism. The knowledge that you can get of the master's teaching, you translate into love and service. The heart becomes universal heart. Buddha's heart, the largest heart in human history. There was nothing that he did not have. But he did not have attachment to anything. A young, healthy body, a small kingdom at his control, young wife, newly born child. Just leave them all, get out of the palace without the knowledge of anybody at dead of night. That is what he did. There was some kind of restlessness in him. He himself could not understand what it was due to. He could not sleep. His wife would, sometimes in sleep, he would cry out, "My world, oh world, I hear, I know, I come." The young princess, his wife, would get frightened. She would ask, "What ails my lord?" Her eyes full of terror. She would ask. He would just smile. "It's all right, it's all right." And ask the veena, the Indian instrument, to be played, to lull him to sleep. Wild music makes the wind on silver strings. This is from the Light of Asia by Edwin Arnold. Those who lay around heard only that, wild music. But Prince Siddhartha Gautama heard the Devas play, and to his ears they sang such words as these: "We are the voices of the wandering wind, which mourn for rest. Rest can never find. Lo, the wind is so. The wind is, so is mortal life. A mourn, a sigh, a sob, a storm, a strife." He heard that. This is human life. Wherefore and whence we are, you cannot know. Now where life springs or whither life goes. We are as you are, goes from the inane. O Maya's son, because we roam the earth, mourn we upon these strings. We make no mirth, we are not creating joy. So many woes we see in many lands. How can we create joy through these strings? Because we have been wandering like the wind. And what have we been seeing? Only sorrow. So many woes we see in many lands, so many streaming eyes and wringing hands. This life they cling to is but empty show. Thou that art to save, thine hour is nigh. The sad world waiteth in its misery. The blind world stumbleth on its round of pain. Rise, my child, wake up, slumber not again. He heard. We are the voices of the wandering wind. Wander thou too, O Prince, thy rest to find. Look at that term. You will find your rest only if you wander. If you remain confined within this palace, amid the luxuries of a princely life, you will not find rest. Your heart is full of sorrow. If you want to find rest, get out. Wander through the world. You will find it. Leave love for love of lovers. For woe's sake, quit state for sorrow, and deliverance make. He heard that. He could not sleep anymore. So at dead of night, he got out and went out in search of sorrow. To find where sorrow is, in order to find a solution, to eradicate it, to get over that, to conquer that. There are three stages in Buddha's life. One, his early life up to the age of 29, when he was not worried about things, or he was not allowed to worry about things. The palace, the parents, everybody tried to protect him from all contact with sorrow. Then he got out, as we saw just now, searching for truth, which he did for 7 years. 7 years really mental torture, which ended in the final illumination at Bodh Gaya, Buddha Gaya, and last 44 or 45 years of unremitting public teaching, moved by compassion. Just think of that. For 80 years he lived. For 45 years he wandered all over the North India, preaching compassion and loving kindness. Sri Ramakrishna did not like the word compassion. If we take up the word compassion, he says behind that, there is a condescending attitude. I show compassion to you. So I am on a higher ground. Rather, it should be seva, service. Then I am on the same level as you. So in the Ramakrishna way of life, we don't use the word compassion. Even the word charity is understood in the Ramakrishna circles as sharing. Charity is not giving something to somebody who does not have. It is share and feeling great. It's not showing generosity. It is sharing. I find that I have got and the other person doesn't have. Whatever I have, a part of it I share. Not that I have got a lot. Not because of that. Whatever I have, I would like to share. That is the Ramakrishna way. So, compassion, we take up as service. Kindness, Sri Ramakrishna could never tolerate the word kindness. In India, people from good families, well-to-do families, young, well-educated, well-accomplished, it was very common to see among them some people inspired by the idea of renunciation, leaving everything there and going out. So, in the eyes of Indians, the renunciation of Siddhartha, the prince, getting out of the palace is not new. There is nothing great in that because it's common. Many people have done that before. It was very common in India. Even now, today we can see. It's still prevalent there. Not in such an extent as used to be, but still there. From good families, good background, no problems at all at home, but then feeling a sense of renunciation inside and getting out of the house in search of peace in God. So in the renunciation of Siddhartha, the Indians do not see anything new, but what he achieved was unique. First, he went out searching for a guru. That's very common to us. You can learn only from a person who is more learned than you. You humble yourself before him and love and serve him and ask for help. That person will condescend and help you. He first searched for a guru, Atara Katama and Uddaka, in a place called Rajagriha. Two great assets, great people. Fortunately for Gautama, the prince, he got two very great teachers. He put himself under their care for a long time, learned everything that they could teach. He was a very good student, very intelligent young man, learned everything. And because they were highly spiritual souls, they could give a lot to Gautama, but not peace and satisfaction to his restless quest and questioning soul. Some restlessness in his mind. These teachers could not understand. Peace they could not deliver. Spiritual power, all kinds of spiritual power. That just now Dr. Vimana Nayanar was telling us about the supernatural quality that Buddha showed. He did not want to display publicly. He sent out the 500 disciples from the place where they were and sat alone with Ananda and showed him that he had the capacity to determine once for all that he would and could live till the end of this world. But then the disciple failed to rise up to the level to understand the implication of the words uttered by the Buddha. All these things he got, but no peace of mind. So he left them. At Buddha Gaya, he set upon a quest of his own. There were 5 other people he met who were great ascetics, getting up early in the morning and then standing in the water and doing meditation. All these things he did. Together they learned a lot, studied a lot. They fasted a lot. And one day, when he was having his bath in the river, he fainted. Somehow or other, he caught hold of a drooping branch of the tree, dragged himself onto the land, and lay there for some time. Then he went to the nearby village. He begged. And it is said that a farmer's daughter gave him porridge, payasam, which he had, and that revived him. Regaining his strength, he came back to the 5 friends. They said, "No, you are no good to be with us. You can't fast. You can't undergo spiritual, physical difficulties. No." So Buddha left them. And Buddha gave us a wonderful teaching out of this incident. He said, don't torture the body too much. Don't pamper the body too much. Follow the middle path. That's the word, middle path. Always remember. And that's the lesson for us to practice in everything in life, not only spiritual. Don't go to the utmost, don't go to the lowermost. Follow the middle path. Buddhism has always been concentrating upon following the middle path. Too much of anything is no good. Too little of anything is no good. So he thought, what stupidity, the search for truth that I am for. For this, one needs courage, stamina, resilience. I can't even stand on my feet. Can I get anything? If the body goes weak, the mind also will go weak. What determination will be there? What concentration can I have? Not that I should go for luxurious life, go back anytime. But keep the body in form. So he ate, got back his courage and strength, and then went and sat under the tree. And there's a famous declaration by him. Ikasane shushyatu me shariram tvagasthimamsam pravayam jayatu aprapyat bodhim bahukalpa durlabham mai vasanat kayamadas chalishyati. From this seat, this body of mine will not move till I get the final realization. Perhaps sitting here, this body will get disintegrated into its components. The skin, the bones, the flesh, all may disappear. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to get up from here till I gain my goal, and closed his eyes. That tree under which he sat is gone. When Buddhism spread to Sri Lanka, the prince and princess of Ashoka, the king Ashoka, took a branch from there and planted it in Sri Lanka, Anuradhapuram. Now, the original tree has died. So, a granddaughter has come from Sri Lanka. a branch of the tree in Sri Lanka, which is a daughter of the original one, came back to India, and that is what we did there, in the same place. But the place is sacred. It is not the tree, it is the atmosphere there. If you can sit there and try, we can't say do, and try to be in tune with Buddha's mind, remembering that the wonderful vibrations that was set up by Buddha the Great are still here. You must have faith in that, are still here. Let me try to tune myself to that and be not illumined, but invigorated by that. You can have a strange feeling. In some old temples, some old churches, old mosques, when you go, you don't talk. You just be there. And then tune yourself to the atmosphere. Forgetting yourself and remembering all that is around you. Then you get melted into the atmosphere. You get something, some strange feeling inside. I don't know how to say what it is. You can take something that is hanging there through ages. You get a part of it as much as you can carry. The ocean is there. We go with our little pot. As much as that pot can carry home, we can carry the ocean water home. So also is that atmosphere. But we have to attune ourselves to that consciously with faith. In any temple or place of worship, through age-old times, people have come and called the Lord from the bottom of the heart with great yearning. And God has responded. And the response, the vibrations of that response are still there in the atmosphere. We don't know how to call on the Lord with that yearning. Still we try with faith to attune ourselves to the vibrations. We get little. And in later years, whenever we think about our experience, we went to one temple in Mysore, an old temple. There were not many people there. And the entrance door is so low. In olden times, it was like that, to keep an air conditioning system inside. You have to go like this, bending your head, all granite stone. Even today, those people who went with me tell me, Mataji, the experience that we had in that temple. And you can see them reliving that experience in their eyes. They relive, whenever they think about it, they relive that experience because it is firmly established in the heart. The heart really took in as much as it could. For that, a little ego was given up for some time, was filled with faith. And into that, those vibrations came. And we came away with a great feeling. So, even when we go today, we can have a glimpse into what he achieved. The path was not easy. We read in the life story, Mara came, the tempter. It is not Mara is depicted as a devil, as a being coming and tempting him. No, it's memory. The greatest Mara is our memory. It was cold, then he had body pain, and all these things were torturing him. The mind was hankering for the comforts of the palace. I had such beautiful bed and all those things and food. This is called Mara. Fight between the memory and the intellect, which is determination. The fight between these two is the tempter. Saint Augustine says, a man who'd enter paradise must go through fire and water, whether he be Peter, to whom the keys of heaven were entrusted, or Paul, a chosen vessel of God, or John, to whom all the secrets of God were revealed. Whoever it be, we have to pass through hard times before we get peace. Peace is so valuable. It's not just given to you like that. But if you are determined, it will come. It's just our willpower, determination to get to it. I will not stop till I get it. Vihasane shushyatu me shariram. Naiva asanat kayamatas chalishyate. From this seat, this body will not budge, will not move. And he sat there. The royal mind, the royal heart came to his rescue at that time. The power the royal people have because of their early training. The royal personalities have, when they grow up, they get a certain kind of characteristic which we ordinary people don't have, because they go through some rigorous training. Those who did not go through the rigorous training wouldn't get it. But usually, those who go through the rigorous training get this kind of determination, power, willpower. He closed his eyes and all the senses to the external world and tried to touch the essence of himself. Plato says it is the power of appearance that leads us astray. Appearance, Maya. See, all the great philosophers use the same language in different dialects, that's all. It is appearance that really deceives you, means Maya. Truth is not there. Truth is seen as different, and that is appearance. Plato was saying. So deeper and deeper he delved, plunged, exploring the secrets of being of the universe. At last, he reached that point, the core, the ultimate, the final illumination. He became the Buddha, the illumined. He had reached the still point. It's called the 0 point. It is called the still point, the 0 point. You touch the 0 point. He went deeper and deeper and deeper into himself, shutting off the appearance of the external world. Delved into himself deeper and deeper till he touched the still point or 0 point. So Gautama was trying to reach that first cause of everything, of sorrows and joys. That was he in quest of. The cause of sorrows and joys. Usually both come together. Swami Brahmananda Maharaj, disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, says, the world is so constructed that if you wish to enjoy its pleasures, you must also endure its pain. Both come together. Whether you like it or not, you cannot have one without the other. One has to, beyond both, reach nirvana. What's the meaning of nirvana? Where you are not. That's the meaning of nirvana. And that's the word that the Buddhists use. Buddha reached nirvana. We say illumination. Nirvana means where you are not. You disappear. You merge yourself in the infinite cause. First, he wanted to enjoy it himself. So beautiful. He thought, I won't get up from here. 7 days or so, he walked up and down, enjoying his own illumination, achievement. And he heard a voice, selfish that you are. Do you think that this great thing you got and you eat it like a thief alone by yourself? Want to share with the world? Didn't you get out of your home for the sake of the world? For seeking a solution for the joys and sorrows of the world? Yes. So he thought, who will be the person who can understand me? My two teachers, the great realized souls.
So sadly, as mentioned before, we don't have the full talk, but anyway, we've got the idea of a wonderful speaker who wants in this way. And now you're invited to stay back together, collecting the sweets and savories. And the yoga class will be on this Thursday morning from 10 a.m. Next Friday, we have the Vedanta book club discussion led by Pravrajika Ajayaprana Mataji. Next Sunday, Dr. Mataji will speak on Gospel of Sri Krishna. And then, very importantly, on Sunday, the 17th of May, we've got the multi-faith panel speaking on the theme From Inner Peace to World Peace, and that will be in the afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. There's no talk in the morning on Sunday, the 17th of May, and I do hope to see all of you here. We are expecting quite a crowd in the prayer. Thanks for